everybody, this is Diana from So Very Crafty, and we are here today to make this terrific little mini crossbody bag that is perfect for on-the-go shopping, games, concerts, whatever, because you can't take anything into a concert or a ball game or anything like that anymore. It has to be a certain size. So this little mini crossbody bag works perfect. Your phone fits perfect inside, either in the front pouch or in the zipper pouch. Either way, it works just perfect. It has a top zipper, and it also has a nice little zipper in the front to put whatever you want, and it has a slip pocket in the front as well. It is a terrific little mini crossbody bag that any beginner bag maker can make. It is super simple. Even though it's got two zippers, it is a simple project to make. I hope you guys will give this one a try because it is a fun project and it is great to learn bag making skills. If you like this project today, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, ding that bell for notifications, and head over to the website at www.soverycrafty.com, and you'll find many other bag making projects and other sewing and crafting tutorials for many other projects that you don't see here on the YouTube channel. So I urge you to give this project a try and learn to make bags on your own. This little one will teach you just basic bag making skills, so it's well worth giving it a try. So let's get started on how to make this mini crossbody bag. So how do we get started on making this really cute mini crossbody bag? This is a very simple bag making project. Any beginner can make this project. Even though there's a couple of zippers in this, it's a pretty simple project. All you need is a little bit of fabric, some hardware, and a couple of zippers. So to start out, I'm going to use 3 different fabrics, but you can use all the same fabric, you can use different fabrics, whatever it is you want for your mini crossbody bag. For your main fabric, for the main part of your bag, you're going to cut 2 pieces that measure 5.5 by 8 5/8 inches. And you're going to have 2 of those. You're going to have 2 lining pieces that measure exactly the same. Then you're going to have your accent fabric. I've chosen this bright, colorful square fabric for my accent fabric. And for that, you're going to measure 5.5 inches by 11 7/8. And you're also going to have a corresponding lining piece that measures exactly the same. So what you're going to have is 2 outer fabrics, 2 lining fabrics the same, 1 accent fabric, and 1 lining fabric the same. You're going to have 2 5.5-inch zippers. Now I've used continuous zipper here, and I like to use continuous zippers because I can make them any length that I want. But you can use a standard zipper, a 6-inch zipper, and just make it shorter if you want to. And the other reason that I like continuous zippers is I get to use these fun zipper pulls. I really enjoy those. The other thing you're going to need in terms of fabrics is you're going to cut 1 5/8 inches long by the width of your fabric, or however long you want your strap to be. Now the width of my fabric was only 42 inches. But for a really nice crossbody bag, you may want to make yours about 54 or 55 inches. So you'll have to add some, but I just used the width of my fabric for this. You're also going to need 1 5/8 by 2.5 inches, 2 pieces for the tabs that we're going to hook our D-rings onto. Now all these measurements will be in the description section of the video just below where it says see more, so you don't have to write these down. You're also going to need 2 1/2 inch D-rings, 2 1/2 inch swivel clips, and a 1/2 inch tri-glide. And you can get all of these on Amazon. I will put some links in the discussion section below the video on where you can get those items if you want to make this project. And that's all you really need. Now to start out, we are going to make our strap and our tabs. I have already done that for you, but I'm going to tell you how to go about doing that. You are going to take your long piece of fabric and your 2 shorter pieces of fabric, and you are going to fold them in half and press them. Then you're going to fold, you're going to open it up, fold the raw edges to the center crease that you just created, and press again. And then you're going to fold in half the long way, and you're going to get a nice long strap that measures about 1/2 inch wide. And it's a little less than 1/2 inch, but it'll work perfect for this project. Then you're going to go over to the sewing machine and you're going to stitch on both sides of the long side of your strap and your tab in order to enclose those raw edges. So I've done that for you, and you can see we have created a long strap and 2 tabs. We're going to take our 2 tabs and we're going to wrap them around our D-rings. And just clip them and set them aside for the time being. For our long strap, we are going to take our 1/2 inch swivel clip. We're going to fold under the bottom of our strap to close those raw edges, fold again, and clip that. The next thing we're going to do is insert it into our tri-glide through the top and in through the bottom. Just like a bra strap. Then we're going to add our second tri-glide, or our second swivel clip. And then we need to feed this back in through the tri-glide in order for it to work. And the purpose of the tri-glide is to make this strap adjustable. So if you end up making your strap longer, it will give you some leeway on how to adjust your strap to the exact length that you want it to be. Now this can be a little fidgety because there's not a lot of room here between the 2 layers, and we're putting essentially 4 layers or more of fabric through here. But it can be done. And then we just slide it back through just like that. Fold it under and clip. And as you can see, our strap becomes adjustable. I'm just going to pull this out a little bit more so that I can clip this onto this side of the strap. And our strap is now adjustable. Then we're going to head over to the sewing machine and we are going to stitch right across here and right across here. So I'm going to run over to the sewing machine and I'm going to just stitch right across these short edges, and we'll have our swivel clips and our tri-glide on our strap, so we now have something to clip onto the D-rings and an adjustable strap. Okay, so now we have our strap and it's adjustable and we're ready to go. So now we're going to move on to making our front accent piece pocket for our project. We're going to start out with our accent piece, and I've used this square piece, and we're going to take one of our 5.5-inch zippers and we're just going to place it right sides down. Now it's up to you. You can pin this zipper now and stitch it, or and if you're a beginner you might want to do that, but I'm just going to take my accent or my lining piece and I'm going to place it right on top like I'm making a zipper sandwich. I'm going to take some pins and I'm just going to pin this zipper together. And you can use as many or as few pins as you want. I'm just going to use a few pins because this is such a small zipper. Now we're going to head over to the sewing machine and we're just going to stitch right across this zipper, and I would recommend that you use a zipper foot. As usual here on Sew Very Crafty, I have my 1/4-inch foot, so I'm just going to use my 1/4-inch foot to stitch this on. But if you're a beginner sewist, I would use my zipper foot, and make sure that you pull this zipper pull out of the way so that you don't end up with a bump as you're stitching. So let's head over to the sewing machine and let's stitch this up. Now we are back at the workstation and we are going to simply fold up our accent piece and fold up our lining piece and pin them together. Just exactly the same way that we did when we inserted the top part of the zipper. We're going to be inserting this side of the zipper. And again, you can use as many or as few pins as you want. This is a fairly short zipper, so if you're a more advanced sewist, you may not use any pins at all, but if you're a beginner, you may want to use more. So I'm just going to head over to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch along this line and top stitch this zipper, and we'll move on to our next step. Now I have turned my pouch right sides out, and I've top stitched on both sides of my zipper. Now I'm going to measure down about 1 1/8 inch. And I'm going to head over to my iron and I'm just going to press this so that my zipper is on the upper part of my little pouch that I've made. Now this is nice and pressed. Now we're going to take our main piece and we are going to fuse a piece of fusible fleece that measures 4 3/4 by 7 7/8 onto the back side or the wrong side of our main fabric piece, and I've already done that. We are going to pick one of these pieces because they're both the same, and we're going to measure down 2 3/8 inches from the top. Right about there. And we're just going to clip these pieces together. You can pin if you don't have clips. But I'll put a link in the description section if you want to buy some of these wonder clips, because they are truly wonderful. You are then going to head over to the sewing machine and you're going to simply stitch along the side and the bottom using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I'm just going to head over to the sewing machine. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to show it on the video because it's just a straight stitch, pivot, and stitch on the bottom to put our pouch onto our main outer piece. So now we're back and we have stitched our pocket with the zipper onto the front of our mini crossbody bag. Now you're going to take your second outer piece and your first outer piece, and it's time to add on our D-rings using our little tabs that we have previously created. We're going to measure in 7/8 of an inch. And that's right about there. On each left corner, from each left corner. And we're just going to clip our D-ring tabs right there. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side. Because this is a crossbody bag, the D-rings are on the same side of the bag. Because when the bag is flipped over, they will then be on opposite sides. I hope that makes sense. Now I'm just going to run over to the sewing machine and I'm just going to tack these into place so that they will be secured when we move on to our next step. Now we have our zipper, or our main body pieces with the D-rings tacked on, and it's time for us to add our second zipper and finish up this bag. So we are going to take our main outer piece with the pocket piece in the front, and we're going to place it right sides up on our workstation. We're going to take our second zipper and we're going to place it right sides down, and we're going to take one of our final lining pieces and we are going to place that right sides down. And because this is getting a little bulky, I'm going to use some clips instead of pins, but you can use pins if you want. Just keep in mind that that zipper, D-ring tab is also there, and you're going to have to stitch over that, and you want to make sure that that stays right where it needs to be. So we have this. We are going to head over to the sewing machine, stitch this straight line exactly the same way that we did on the zipper pouch, and we'll come back and move on to our next step. Now I have stitched that zipper. Now we are going to do exactly the same thing. We are going to take our zipper, we're going to place it right sides down on our other main outer piece, place our lining piece on top, clip, and stitch. Once I have clipped and stitched both of these, both sides of the zipper, I am going to top stitch the zipper. I wanted to wait to top stitch the zipper because I want to change out my bobbin thread to match my lining thread for this so that it looks nice and neat on the inside. Just a little sewer's trick for you beginner sewists, that your bobbin thread is going to be what shows up on the fabric underneath, so you can switch it out to a different color and make sure that it looks nice and neat. So I'm going to stitch across here, then I'm going to switch out my bobbin thread and top stitch both sides of my zipper, and we'll be back and finish up this bag. Okay, so now we have our zipper installed. We are now going to finish up this bag project like many bag projects finish up. First thing we're going to do is we are going to open up this zipper. And this is very important that this zipper be open when we move on to this next step. Otherwise, you will not be able to turn this bag right sides out. We are going to place the outer pieces right sides together and the lining pieces right sides together. And I'm just going to clip them with a couple of clips. And the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to stitch all the way around this bag, but I'm going to leave an opening here at the bottom so that I can turn my bag right sides out. And I'm going to turn it right sides out through this opening and through the opening in the zipper. So I'm going to head over, I'm going to use a 3/8 inch seam allowance. And I'm going to stitch all the way around, leaving the opening in the bottom. Okay, so I have stitched all the way around this bag. I'm going to reach inside through the opening in the lining and through the zipper, and I'm going to pull this bag right sides out. Now I'm using my chopstick here. The next thing we do is close up our opening, and we can just use our machine for that. Or if you want to be very precise and nice and neat, you can use ladder stitch to close up this opening. I'm not going to do it here on the video. We stuff our lining into our bag. Close our zipper. Clip on our straps. And we have finished our very cute mini crossbody bag. That's all there is to making this project today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, ding that bell for notifications, and if you want more sewing and crafting tutorials, head over to the website at www.sewverycrafty.com, where there are tons and tons of more sewing and crafting tutorials that you don't see here on the YouTube channel. That's it for today. This project is done, and it is very cute, very easy for a beginner bag maker to learn some bag making skills. So I hope you'll join me for my next video, and I will see you all next time. Bye!